then I was getting there. I was like itching to go spend time with Marabat al-Hajj. And so they're like, yeah, no, we'll take you. And like a day passed. I'm thinking American time, like the next day or whatever. 2 days passed, 3 days passed. I'm like, and they thought something was wrong with me. Like, why are you in such a hurry? Right? It's like, I was like, I want to go to see Marabat al-Hajj. And then so they eventually, but it was like, if you know, they just, time is different there. Like there, you could stay with like, you know, the teacher that I was staying with, Shaykh Khatri, who was in Gero before we went to Amarat. It's like their family. Like they will literally treat you like if you spent 2 years with them, it would never cross their mind ever. Like, why is this person staying with us? Like, never even crossed the mind, right? It's like, Allahu Akbar. Like, just, again, these people didn't have a lot of wealth, but they were the most generous, happy people I've ever seen in my entire life, right? And I was just telling the young kids this, is that at that time, I think Mauritania was like the second poorest country in the world, where it just shows you like the correlation between money and happiness and these great virtues. It's not always what it seems. And you have people here, I've seen this in my own, and I've seen this with people from my broader family, where that people fighting over money, and all of them have a lot of money, right? It's like, does that make any sense? And like, you have enough money to like, you know, you have plenty of money, and it's so bukhl is one of the worst traits of all. And it's unfortunate, there are generous people even in our society, but we have a lot of stingy people in our society, unfortunately. And it's just one of those things, when you've been exposed to Muslims, you know, it's just such a different thing. And you've all probably heard me tell this story again before, but one of my close friends who's from Afghanistan, and the Afghan also, if there's a general generosity in the Muslim community, they are especially generous as a people. And he went to a pizza parlor, and there was a group of people that were in the booth over. They're eating a pizza. And he overheard the conversation, and there was a pizza, but people only got slices based upon how much money they pitched in. So if they only pitched in a little bit, they only got one slice. Someone who pitched a little bit more got 3 slices. And they were literally seriously dividing up the pizza based upon how much they pitched in for the pizza. And they're like, that was just, I remember before I became Muslim, that's how it was, right? That was normal, right? And he was so bothered by that, he went and bought them a couple pizzas. Like, Allah, just, you all eat, right? Like, I used to go to a friend's house, one of my close friends, before I became Muslim. And if I ever went at dinner time, right, Muhammad Zaki, well, maybe Filipino culture is a little bit different. It's more hospitable. But, yani, they would make me sit in the other room, and they would not, a plate of food, they wouldn't even give me a sip of water. They would literally make me wait an hour in the other room, and it's almost like, why are you coming during dinner time, right? I mean, what would you all do if someone came to your house? Anyone who's born a Muslim, if someone came to your house, it's time to eat, what would you do? Duh, right? Like, yani, it's inconceivable. Could you imagine? Someone comes to visit, your friend, like your good friend, comes to your house, and your parents make him sit in the other room and don't even come greet him, just sit there for like an hour while they finish dinner, and then not even send you a morsel of food or a sip of water. That's inconceivable for a Muslim to do that, right? Anyhow, so we have our fair share of stingy people here. But alhamdulillah, ni'matul Islam, Allah. Islam just, when it comes in, iman comes into the heart, you just change, right? It's just, you think differently. I remember that from the blessing of becoming Muslim and taking the Shahada. Something changes. The way you view life changes. The way you view money changes. The way that you cease to worry the way that you did before. I remember just being chained by these things. And I was from a good family and had a lot of opportunity in the way that I was raised. But still, you're just constantly worrying. What am I going to do? Where am I going to live? What kind of job am I going to have? What school am I going to graduate from? All these things, and they weigh down on you. And not that Muslims are immune to that, but they're better off by virtue of the iman and the aman, the security and protection that comes from their iman.